In today's video, I'm going to show you how to paint this adorable winter scene using digital gouache on your iPad. This is a step-by-step tutorial, and this is meant for anyone who has some experience in the app Procreate. Hello and welcome to Color with Kendi. On this channel, we paint digital watercolor and gouache on the iPad in the app Procreate. All of my tutorials are step-by-step and are meant to be followed along, and I have a list of all of the supplies that I'm using today in the description and the pinned comment, so be sure to check that out. Okay, so now we are ready to add on more texture and create the details. So for the sky, I'm going to go back to that sky layer, and now I'm going to tap on plus, and in a clipping mask, what I'm going to do is add in more textures. And for this, I'm going to use a more textured brush. So if you recall, we used a relatively simple brush to do our base color, which was with number 16. But now I want to add more texture, more visual interest. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with brush 21. So as you can see, it does have some more texture, and I think it's going to look good. Now I'm going to go to size 65, and with light pressure, I'm just going to lay down a little bit of pigment like that, just to indicate that there's some movement in the sky. So I'm just going to go in with size 30, I'm going to zoom in here, and just gently smudge some of this out. Now I do want to move that moon glow behind this layer. Yeah, I like that. Now, if you want to add a little bit more to the sky, you definitely can. This is where you just play around and decide what you want to do. So I'm going to add another layer. So I'm going to go in with brush 31, and what I'm going to do is just add some areas of lightness in the sky. So now I think I am ready to add a little bit more detail on the moon. I think the moon is a little bit too white right now. So what I'm going to do is go to the layers panel, and that's finer moon. So this is why it's good to label stuff. It's easier to find. So it's finer moon, tap on plus, create a clipping mask. And what I'm going to do is with a slightly different brush, maybe one of these flat paint brushes, maybe this one, brush 42, I will add a little hint of yellow. Okay, very subtle difference. You don't even have to do this if you don't want to. The reason I did that is because some of the stars are going to be yellow and some are going to be white, so I wanted the moon to have a little bit of yellow in it too. So now I'm going to create another layer, and let's call this stars. And then because the stars are small, as I suggested earlier, use the detail brushes. So you can pick any of these. I do think that each one will give it a slightly different look. So I want a little bit of texture. So I'm going to use brush 48. So I'm just going to reduce my brush size. And let's see. So as you can see, this brush has a little bit of inherent texture in it. So now I'm going to paint in the stars. Okay, so all the stars are done. I'm going to turn off the traceable for a moment. Stars look nice. So you can leave the stars like this, or you can take it one step further. So I'm going to show you what I want to do. I want to make the stars glow a little bit, but I don't want to use a traditional technique. I'm going to use a digital technique for this. So I'm on the stars layer, and make sure it's blue. Then swipe with your finger to the left. So you can open up the lock, duplicate, and delete menu. Tap on duplicate. And then go to the bottom layer, and let's zoom in so you can really see what is happening. And then I'm going to go to the adjustments panel, and in the second category area, you'll see Gaussian blur. Just tap on that. And then what you want to do is put your Apple Pencil on the screen and start to move it to the right. And keep the Apple Pencil on the screen. What you'll see is that Gaussian blur number, which is 0% right now, it will start to increase, and you will start to see a little subtle glow. Do you see that glow? I'm at 3%. So I think for the sky, we are done. You could add more texture if you'd like to, but I'm going to stop here. I think that's good enough. Now I want to move on to adding texture to the clouds. So right now the clouds are pretty much one color. There's a little bit of color variation, but we don't have any areas of highlights and shadows, and we want to add that to the clouds. So for the clouds, I want to add the shadows with a wet brush again, because we used a wet brush for the clouds. I think it makes sense to add the shadow with a wet brush too. So maybe I'll go in with brush 14. You can use 14 or 15. And we're going to smudge this out. So don't worry. So I'm just using very light pressure. Smudger number 5. I think smudger number 5 works really well for this. And I'm going to use the smudger at, let's see what size I want to use it. Yeah, I think size 30. And now what I'm going to do with the smudger is gently, so I'm right here, gently smudge it out with multiple strokes. So don't do this. Don't smudge it like this. With just one stroke, everything will end up looking flat. You want to lift your pencil and use varying strokes, and I'm curving my strokes. Now what I want to do in another clipping mask layer, so I'm going to go to the layers panel, tap on plus, and make it a clipping mask, is we're going to do the top highlight of the cloud. So the very top of the clouds is going to be almost white. It's like kind of like this, brush number 42, grungy flat brush B. Let's have a look. Yes, you see that right there? Just gently add a little bit of a highlight to the tops of the clouds. And lift your pencil several times when you're smudging. Okay, see how much of a difference it makes when you add your textures. The sky looks really good, and so do the clouds. It's because we layered lots of texture. So the next part is the trees. Let's add a little bit of snow on top of these trees. So in this case, I think brush number 30, dual color stiff brush B is nice. It's dry, it's got some gaps, and it will look like snow. So I don't want to do the snow in the same layer just in case I decide to change the color of the snow. So I'm going to go to plus, create another layer, make it a clipping mask, and now we can add the snow. So let's see. Just going to add in the snow with that brush. So we had snow slope in the back and then we had snow. So let's do snow slope in the back first. So let's tap on that layer, then tap on plus, make it a clipping mask, you know the drill. So basically we're just going to go to all of our base layers and add more texture, more fun details. Okay, so the snow slope in the back. Okay, so for the snow slope, the first thing I want to do is pick the color. So I'm going to zoom in and then pick the color using my finger. So that's the mid value. And what I'm going to do is go to the color menu and make it a little bit darker by going down at a diagonal. What I want to do is go back to those wet brushes because I want this snow to still look relatively wet, but I want a little bit more texture. I don't want it to look too flat. So what I'm going to do is go to either brush number 14, 15, or 12. I think any of them can work well. I personally feel that 14 might be too much texture for the snow, so let's go in with 12. So let's just do pockets where it's a little bit darker. So let's smudge it out with smudger 5 so that we have some texture, but not too much. There we go. I kind of like that. Okay, so I think that looks good. I can add more details, but I don't want to do that just yet. I want to paint the other snow slope first, and then we can start to add in details. Now I want to add a few details. So what I'm going to do is go to the detail brushes. I am going to go to brush number 48, which we use for the stars, if you remember. Just going to add a few lines here and there. And I'm going to continue with the same brush, brush number 48, dual color grungy detail. And what I want to do is add some areas of shadow on these branches. Okay, so it's time to work on the foxes. And then with this dual color grungy detail A brush, brush number 48, I'm going to start to add a little bit of darkness. You see, I think that looks more interesting. And then, let's see, which brush would work well for fur? I think these bristle paint brushes can work quite well. So let's go in with brush 25, dual color bristle C. Then I think the best brush to use is one of these brushes up here, brush number 1 or 2. And you see I can get really crisp details. I'm going to paint in the eye and then paint in the nose and then a few lines on the chest and a few lines on the belly. We're really zoomed in. Okay, so I think that pops a little bit better now. But I do want to add a few details around the foxes. I feel like the snow around the foxes is looking a little bit flat, so I do want to add a little bit more detail around the foxes.